Okay, so this is the Sonic Adventure Era Speedrunning Marathon. This was a rival battle. They kind of did a little fun thing, kind of like the UFC, you know, like, oh, this is the title match, all that stuff. And it was me versus Reverie. If you don't know who Rev is, they're a very good, I consider, the P06 master speedrunner. Extremely, extremely good. So the entire preparation for this was extremely stressful. Obviously, you guys know, if you have been to the streams, that I was very, very much like kind of stressed out, very much nervous, because I really wanted to showcase a good run. We had FilipIsCold and Karyru on comms, as well as the event host Tethys. Or one of the event hosts, Tethys, and it was really cool. I've watched this VOD once before, but to kind of give a little, to give a little bit of like context, I guess. Here, I'm gonna pause this before we start. Give a little bit of context. When I was doing this run, I had only P06 open. I turned off my second monitor. There was nothing else. Everything was on Do Not Disturb. It was literally just me and the game. Like, I didn't have Rev's stream open because that would have just stressed me out. In terms of practice, obviously I practiced on stream for like 2 weeks, and then after that I did 2 runs. I did 2 runs the night before, and then I did 1 run when I got home before this race started. Hey Mayonnaise, how's it going? It went pretty well. We're just doing the same shirt. No, this is a Patagonia shirt. I'm wearing a sweater here. I own a lot of light blue because it's Haley's favorite color, and she likes buying it for me. She even, our Valentine's Day gifts are also on light blue note cards, and I have this wonderful blue water bottle. So I own a lot of blue. But yeah, the shirt kind of does look the same, which is a little bit awkward for post commentary, but whatever. Wow, that is insane. Mayonnaise. I hope everyone ended up okay.
2019.
But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this thing. If you're wondering why my timer is at 2:53, like 2 seconds and 530 milliseconds, that's because of my auto splitter. The way I have it set up, it tries to account for the first load, because the first load, when I actually hit like normal on Wave Ocean when the stream starts, there's supposed to be like a 2-minute and 53-second gap, but I start the live split manually, so it tries to compensate for it, but it should be minus 2.53 instead of plus 2.53, but the auto splitter doesn't do that. So my run is actually 2 seconds and 530 milliseconds faster than what it's going to say on there. Yeah, let's see if we'll get started here.
Incredible speed game.
So I'm going to talk about mostly my run and the thought process. I don't have Rev here. They're in school, I think, so we unfortunately won't get their point of view, but it'll be pretty fun regardless here. So my heart, I wish I was wearing like a heart rate monitor. My heart was pounding. I was unbelievably nervous. Looks like I got a little bit of a head start on Rev. The Discord, so before I turned the monitor off, I turned it off during the start. But like in Discord, there was like a countdown bot, so we got the countdowns at the same time. I guess maybe my stream's just cleaner, or maybe there was less delay or something. But as you see, as we start off in Wave Ocean here, again, my heart's racing, my hands, even as Rev's webcam, I don't know, it's probably a meme. I don't quite understand it, but whatever. I'm just that quick. But yeah, in Wave Ocean here, hearts pounding, so nervous. I was having the Friday before, so the day before this stream, I was practicing Sonic No Major Glitches and just playing absolutely horribly. So I was insanely nervous because I wasn't necessarily going in to win, because Rev truly is insanely good at this game. If you watch their side of the screen, you'll see that they make many mistakes, and the outcome is like closer than you would imagine, even with many, many mistakes. But here we go. We're pretty much synced up right now as we're just heading over with Tails, you know, doing the stuff. Again, heart's racing during all these cutscenes. I'm literally just in my mind thinking like, okay, here's here's what I'm doing. It is just me and P06. I'm not racing. It's just me and P06. All right, Lightspeed, that's good. That's good. So, you know, Philip and Karyru doing a good job explaining what's going on here. I thought that, again, I watched the VOD before. I thought their commentary was good. I know it was Karyru's first time being on... yeah, it was Karyru's first time being a commentator, especially for a race, and I think they did a very good job for that. I mean, of course, there's always things you can improve. But still, I was very happy. And Philip coming out of the woodwork, I had no idea they were such a good commentator, but they're very good as well. Dude, it was insane. Like I could feel every heartbeat. I was terrified. Obviously, didn't go for the loop launch because if I did go for the loop launch and failed it, I would have lost so much time. But thankfully, I got supersonic, and where kind of the first little bit of the lead started to come up in this portion of the run was from the fact that I was just hitting all the right triggers and hitting supersonic and all that.
I don't know, I can barely see that.
Moving on in Dusted Desert here again, dude. I cannot. It's so hard to explain the feelings because it was just like my mind was wandering. You can see like I'm literally just a blank face. I'm so in focus to just like it's so weird seeing me like this because as you guys know on my streams, I'm usually pretty animated on the face cam. So it's just really weird to see me like this. I've never been so focused on P06 in my life. It was your first time as well, Philip. You did a great job too, man. You know, I don't want to like be like, oh, you did perfect because of course you didn't do perfectly, but I still think it was very good. Someone told you not to play P06 ever again, something like that. You're right. You're right. I do become a little bit more animated as we go through the run here. Able to overcome my nerves. Dude, I swear, first part of this run, all I was thinking about is how fast my heart was beating. And I was just so nervous that all of this was just automatic. Like, my hands were just doing this. It was like a little cold in my room because our heat has been really weird recently in our house. And I couldn't even feel like my fingers because I only got one run. This day I had to go visit my parents because Haley and this was like way before this the submission was even accepted, as Haley asked like if I could block off this date. There we go. You can see me doing some Stelmo jams there, the White Acropolis. Because obviously, you know, I wasn't mic'd up, but I wanted to show that I was in fact doing the White Acropolis dance. But yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, it was insane, and Rev wasn't far behind either. I mean, like we're maybe at this point looks like maybe 10 seconds apart. It's kind of weird because Rev's loads are faster, so visually on the screen it looks like we're a lot closer than we might actually be. I don't really know. Like that's the hard part about like racing a PC game, is like Rev's loads are faster, so they'll naturally go faster like in RTA. But here we are with rock launch. Dude, easy peasy. That was one of like the best launches I've ever gotten in my life. It almost felt like I didn't even need to blue gem on this. It was crazy. I didn't get the chance. That's fine. You guys were literally thrown that Tethys was going to be part of the commentary like an hour before. So I don't blame you at all for changing some things up. But here we head into Crisis City. This is where I said my heart was pounding before. This is where my heart was jumping out of my freaking chest. I was in a cold sweat because Crisis City has been destroying me every single run. If you guys were here during the streams, you know, if you've been watching the shorts, most of the shorts have been in Crisis City from last week. Or I guess at the time of this recording, last week. This recording is the Monday after this race. But I was just freaking out. Of course, getting the 360, and I did a little hoop, but I missed the end part of the 360 and got really concerned, so I did a backup 360 here. Unfortunately, not getting the swag board. Lightspeed, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Joestar SSB. Joe, enjoy that gem and all the emotes that go along with it. And Lightspeed, thank you so much for supporting the stream. I appreciate it so much, man. But here we go into Crisis City Section 2. This was by far the first nervous point I had in the run, because I was like, if I don't get this high jump, like, it's gonna cascade, because I was so nervous about this. Like, I had practiced in the test stage over and over again doing these blue gem high jumps, and thank the Lord, I got the high jump and I got the double homing attack, and you can see me nodding there. I was like, thank God.
In case you don't like those.
Thank God so much that I was able to get that. But kind of moving on through Crisis City here, you can see that Rev, again, still just behind. And, I mean, I think this was an extremely good race. I'm not going to spoil who won. But, like, all the way up until, like, it was like, neck and neck, like, for most of the race, which was really, really cool to see. And I hope you guys had a good time watching it there, too. Section 3, another section I was really, really nervous about, because a lot of things can go wrong here. But this is where I kind of want to lean into the fact that I don't know what came over me, but I just like channeled every like controller skill I've learned in my entire life into my being into this moment. Like, I know it was just a little marathon and everything, but I was really, really nervous because of how bad the no major glitches were going, runs were going on stream, and I didn't want it to be a blowout, obviously. You know, this was like for the title, which again I think is a fun little thing to do. So I really, really didn't want to, you know, kind of destroy it. But as you can see, even with just regular Sonic, Rev is right on my tail here. And you're going to see some crazy stuff happen in Flame Core as we get there. Got a lot of new emotes? I do. I would say I've had the same emotes for quite a while, Joe, actually.
Yes.
It's just glitches without glitches. Well, the thing is that, you know, we talk about because P06 got a triple feature in this marathon. Rev ran an any percent that I commentated on Friday, and then we did no major glitches on Saturday, and then yesterday on Sunday we did Shadow, which was crazy. Yeah, and then here we go, running into Flame Core again. Super nervous for this first jump here, because the backup, you know, and you only have 4 rings when you start, so if you miss that, you have to have really fast reaction time to be able to hit one of those Iblis flyers. My goodness, I'm even nervous just trying to talk about it, trying to keep up pace with this run. I think I have no idea. Like I talked about earlier, my second monitor was completely off. The only thing running in my brain and on the computer was P06. So like I literally had no view of anything, but I would imagine probably 70, 75 seemed to be what the marathon got.
This game is still
very, very cool.
So the performance will...
But as we go here through Flame Core, you can see Rev slowly but surely catching up here. They are extremely good at Crisis City and Flame Core. Like Rev's mid game is unmatched. It's so good. We're doing a little watch along of the race here, Pedro. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about it a little bit. But here we enter Section 2 and grab those speed shoes. I almost tried to go for the invincibility, but remembered that this is no major glitches and we don't do that. So head on here, missed the switch because I accidentally got that bad nick bounce, and then had a little bit of trouble reorienting myself here. And this is where Rev gets the huge catch up, just slightly behind, even going the bottom route, which surprises me. I didn't notice that the first time. But here we go, literally, like, you can see their timers a little bit lower than mine, but look at that, right here is where we're synced up, pretty much. Yeah, dude, Philip, it was super dope. I would love to have you on commentary for other showcases of Project 06. You were awesome, and I hope Karyru can as well.
Both runners are pretty close.
really cool.
Yep.
It's just like we keep working. You know, it's like if we keep doing these marathons, we'll keep getting better. The better we get, the better we can showcase the game. The better we showcase the game, the more we can, you know, the more we can, the more runners we get, which more people to play the game, which is awesome. Yeah, silver release is coming out very soon, as far as I know. Again, beta testing can take anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months. But I don't know. We'll see. All right, here we go in Radical Train. Unfortunately, Rev needing to get the restart because I guess they forgot to press A, maybe? I'm not sure, but even that little slip up. See, that's why I think is Rev's like greatest weakness is that if they mess up, they kind of just have to restart. Like their backups aren't as good as mine, I think, but they don't need it. Once they restart, I mean, they're so good at the route that they know that it's really hard to match them. But here we are, just going through Radical Train here. Again, getting the Supersonic. As I head on through here.
Let's see, we should have...
You can spin dash at the start of Radical Train, you can. You have to be on a very, like, certain refresh rate, though, to get it consistently, which is just ridiculous. I don't know. That's like IL territory and not really much of my expertise. As we go through here, you know, chasing after the train and stuff. Rev getting the Supersonic as well.
Yeah, Supersonic can...
And I believe I get a PB here in Radical Train. I think it's a 114. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was maybe 113, but it's a 114. Which was very good. That was, honestly, getting this PB in Radical Train was such a confidence. But you can see me down there. Like, it was such a boost. I was like, this is good. Like, I'm on a really, really good pace. This could be, like, I was thinking in my mind, again, I couldn't see my live split, but I was thinking, like, this could be a 22. I have no idea, but it might be. Moving on here into Tropical Jungle, again, a stage I was really nervous about because the runs were just absolutely trashing me on stream. So as we head through here, I mean, see, here's the thing. You know what? I don't want to spoil it. I'll talk about it a bit after the run is finished. Just kind of like my final thoughts over the run as a whole. But just zooming through here, I knew I was in an awesome pace. I didn't die. I haven't died yet, so it was super good. And I've been like having, like I was having at this point after getting that PB in Radical Train, I was just having the best time. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. It's just like weird to hear the audio in my ears because I don't have a way to like. I mean, I probably could have done it, but it's whatever. Regardless. Moving through here, we got log skip. Very nervous for log skip. Literally in my brain, and I don't know if you could see it, but I was mouthing a little bit. I was like, do the safe one, do the safe one, do the safe one, and I got it. Super happy to get it on the first try. Because even during practice, I was accidentally doing the much more risky one. And here, very scary. Had to do a backup here. I was terrified. My meter was so low that I jumped here, did the light dash, and then jumped again. I don't think I would have ran out of meter, but I definitely would have died, I think, if I didn't jump. I don't know. It was really, really too close to tell. But I was extremely nervous there. I don't know if, like, the Chaos Drives just had weird pathing or something, because I've never had, like, the meter be a huge problem there. But again, there we go. Rev closing the gap on Tropical Jungle. And here we are in Kingdom Valley. Of course, now we're in the late game. The late game being like the most dangerous and just hardest part of Sonic's run. So many bottomless pits. So many things that can go wrong.
And it is also
Whoever it was, at least you made it save to the goal. That's true. That's very true. But again, Rev extremely good at Kingdom Valley. Again, I don't know anything. I literally had zero idea. Like, I was basically... just in my mind, I literally convinced myself that this was a solo run, and I was just practicing. So, really, really cool. Silver section here, I was very proud of. Everything went pretty much exactly as I had hoped for. I did take it a little bit safer as we get near the end here with the boxes. I just wanted to make sure they were not moving at all. So like I kind of stand here and I make sure I'm at a complete stop before I pick up the boxes, and I also waited a little bit for more meter. but getting it easily. I think I even, yeah, I delayed the teleport dash there just to guarantee meter. And went ahead, that was a last second decision just to take the spring, even though it's a good bit slower. Whereas I think Rev skips it, yeah. But I was way too nervous, and that was a very difficult jump. Slowly and steadily. Yeah, sure, slow and steady wins the race. I actually think Rev maybe gains on me here. I don't know if it happens in Kingdom Valley or Aquatic Base.
Yeah, but you're not.
Actually help getting more distance? No, it doesn't. It's just something Rev does in the air. Because there's nothing else to do. Castle skip, you can see I'm saying to load up the castle skip pogs on the cam there. As you know, I do the white gem here. Very nervous here. Took it a little bit slower than I normally do, but got the castle skip. Super proud of that. That was like the final trick that I really wanted to get.
And second castle skip pog.
And you can see Rev getting really, really close now. And gained some time. I wanted to be a bit cheeky here. Because again, my intention wasn't, you know, to win all the way. And you can see our timers are actually synced now just because Rev loads faster, which is kind of funny. But there we go, transforming into Supersonic and getting the cutscene. We had the cutscenes off because this was a race. But
it does not work how it
yeah, I better run. But now we're like half a cutscene apart, which is pretty crazy.
Now we're on to...
And then here we go into the mock speed section. I believe I get the jump here. It's honestly kind of crazy how scary this mock speed section actually is for someone who's a casual versus like, I've done this section a million times. So it's like pretty automatic for me. Getting a little bit of an optimization there, jumping off. I don't actually know if it's faster, but it feels faster, so I do it. Yeah, Rev's loading is unbelievably fast.
It's such a beautiful game.
Yep. Here we go. Into the final thing. Not a whole lot to say. It was just a normal Kingdom Valley mock speed section. And I honestly would say at this point, I was like, nerves were gone. Again, because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. I'm pretty sure Rev's computer is more expensive than mine. But I'm not entirely sure. I know their dad is like a super gamer person, so they probably got like the best stuff possible. For sure, but you'd have to ask them about that. Moving on into Aquatic Base, I was a little bit disappointed. Kind of at the end of Aquatic Base, just because...
Yeah.
I was like, the Aquatic Base, you'll see a little bit later. There was a little mess up I had that I wasn't particularly proud of, but Rev gaining very, very slowly here. I went ahead and went safe with the spin dash, whereas they went for the spin kicks with the blue gem, which is a good deal faster. And yeah, we're pretty much like almost completely synced up here.
Pretty consistent with it, considering how long they've been running.
Yeah, here we go. And, you know, my gem menuing is a little bit longer here. So again, getting Rev just a little more time. Taking a bit of a dangerous play on the ball skip there to catch up. And I don't know if Rev had the stream open or not. But, yeah, we're very, very close now. Rev gaining a bit of a lead as we come up here. I think, yeah, they didn't take the damage boost, which allowed for a little bit better movement here, but very, very cool, kind of side by side. And another part where I saved some time is I had died here a couple times. Sometimes when you tailspin on that pole, if you are just a little bit off on your timing, you can be just absolutely ruined. And tails will land on the magnetic pole and then just fall down. And then you have no meter to save yourself because you just flew. Again, Rev just destroying the magnetic pole section and me missing one. Heading on here, and now Rev in the lead. Here we go, but again, I'm still here, just not very far behind, getting the spike and the automation skip, which I was very proud of for doing both things. And heading on here into section 2, missing the door. And then finally, here's the room I was really disappointed in. I was trying to do a spin dash, but it looks like Sonic broke spin, did a bounce attack, and I had to break all those doors, which was super annoying. And at that point, I was like... Because what I was thinking at this point, I was like, if any run is going to win, this is going to be the run that wins. I probably won't win,
It's really a shame.
but this will
honestly.
be the
I
run
think
that
we just
wins
gotta do
if
this.
it is
Yeah.
the run. And thankfully, getting that, and as we see here, Rev taking the death. I don't know who would have won if Rev hadn't had died here.
So it seems like
I would assume Rev probably would have won by a good 3 or 4 seconds, I would imagine, depending on how well, you know, how well they played through the rest of Aquatic Base. But kind of coming in here near the end, pretty much the last place you can die, kind of secured the win for me. Again, I didn't know if it would have happened or not. I had zero idea. And again, like I said, my goal wasn't winning. It was just showing off. That's why I didn't care. Rev is very good, and I know how important it is to them to have these records, be really good at P06, and they are. It just happened that that one little mistake kind of ended it, and the fact that this is the best I think I've ever played P06. I didn't mess up once, other than like the glass shields in Aquatic Base. Pretty much this run was as perfect for me as I could have gotten. And you know, as we see here, kind of going into the epilogue, like it was. Like, as I was sitting here thinking, I was like, this might be the run that does it. This might be the run that does it. I don't know. Maybe. You know, and here we go. You know, we're just kind of through Tails Wave Ocean. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this part because it's Tails Wave Ocean.
Also, this is a good run, by the way. Their
Yeah.
PBs are around, like,
Yeah, it was crazy.
23.
Rev and I were both playing out of our minds here for sure.
Both of these.
But very, very cool regardless.
Download's PB is a 23-24.
But yeah, and here I can hear Philip and Karyru talking about like, ooh, is this going to be a PB? Also, Bonzo, perfect time to show up, Bonzo. You can distract us from Tails Wave Ocean.
I think maybe, actually.
We might be seeing
But
one.
yeah, we finish it out.
If
Secure the
that's a
win.
PB, that means this is a world
You know,
record.
I'm very humbled
that's
at
true.
this chance to have gotten to show it off as well as to win. It was very, very cool, and I was, you know, of course, like I like winning. It doesn't mean everything to me, but I'm not gonna deny that it felt good to win this race. But you know, winning to me isn't everything. I was just very happy to show off the run. Doing a little fist bump there. Again, I didn't see the splits. I had no idea. And this is where I turned my TV on.
Wow.
This moment right here, I want to pause to talk about that moment. The moment I finished the run, this huge just weight, like I felt like a 100,000 pound ton of weight just like lifted off my body. Like I leaned back in the chair, and I'm leaning back so hard even during the interview afterward because I could not sit forward. It's just like I was just so relieved to be done with this. And again, I don't see it. And this also is world record on the boards unless Rev releases it. But here's the TV turning on.
Right now.
And this is me seeing, yeah, that's me seeing that the run was a 22:49,
by Rev.
which was insane.
Is world record. Wait,
I had no idea.
oh, he's barely off.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And of course, this is actually a 22:47. I was so tired in the interview because I had been like outside all day and stuff, and was just like, man, I gotta do this run.
Wow.
And yeah, it was absolutely insane. And I'm obviously not going to talk over the interview because, well, it's an interview, so why would I talk over it? But I was so happy with that run. I like literally, like I almost don't even want to run No Major Glitches at a marathon ever again. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, that was the watch along, and I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of time into my thought process, and hope you enjoyed the race as well.